counsel, I respectfully decline to answer this question and any related questions.
She sounds like a bitch too, doesn't she? Like, goddamn. Like, can you imagine how much she probably complains?
You realize that this is the only person who was close to Epstein that knew exactly what was going on? She literally is the Epstein files.
About fucking everything? Jesus Christ, bro. Like, and that's the one thing that I think is really kind of weird is that, like, in general, I find it, no, bro, like, that's it. And what is this here? Is she eating good, though? Maybe she a little fat, right? But she's a British socialite? Sure.
Questions. My habeas petition is pending in the Southern District of New York. I therefore invoke my right to silence under the Fifth Amendment to my Fifth Amendment right.
Because these people need to be dealt with in order to live in a harmonious, safe society. So to the
think about how many people have been implicated in the files, but because the redactions, they could still be blackmailed. Like, a lot of these people are corrupt as shit, and it's a lot of it's because they're lining their pockets with billion-dollar money, and then to boot, they have all this knowledge in the Epstein files about them, and they're scared someone's gonna fucking come forward and rat everybody out. You can't have a government ran with people that have been implicated in something as strong as the Epstein files because you're compromised. You can't run the government because you're compromised. You can't be in political power. You're compromised because of the Epstein files. If your name has been mentioned in the files, you cannot be in a place of political power. There will always be this doubt of, well, you were in this pedo's fucking stuff, like, how do we know the documents weren't destroyed? Well, it's all redacted. We can't see it. And even if they're unredacted, like I said, the documents could have been destroyed prior. Like, you're compromised. It'll never go away. You're done.
We have a rule system or anything else that allows people like this to not face accountability or that prevents us from taking certain extents or doing certain things to make them accountable and to administer justice. Because you've got to keep in mind, every single rule that we have and everything about it is all in the process of making a safe and harmonious society. So
it kind of does look like good and evil over here, doesn't it? You're right.
If you have these rules that are now working against that goal, then it's not the goal that's wrong, it's the rules. I don't think about this. Like,
I agree. If you have somebody that you know has information on political leaders across the world, like, people are stepping out of places of power. You have princes stepping out and being exiled because of these files. You need to rip this bitch's teeth out. You need to rip her fingernails off. You need to start hacking off fingers. Whatever you can do to make this bitch talk is what we should be doing. And that doesn't mean giving her a full fucking pardon either.
I don't think about it the same way other people do. She wants immunity first? That's not going to happen. Draconian rules, exactly. These people don't actually want to solve anything. They just want to feel good. Yeah, like, I mean, that would actually change things. It would give a lot of power to libtards that would take advantage. Do you think that they wouldn't, like, so you think that they're not taking advantage now, and then they would take advantage if we did that? Also, this isn't a, it's crazy to me that, like, you would even say this, right? I don't even get it.
You say that. You say that. But there's been a big update. See, I got the inside knowledge.
Bad take? It doesn't make sense. You think I tyrant? No, I don't. The thing is that, it's my opinion, right? Just start working out. Yeah, exactly. Minecraft bad, she's faster in Sonic. She is. And so she didn't do nothing else. And why is a girl just, is there a stream room? Yeah, it's for stream.
Step down because of their mere association with Jeffrey Epstein. At least 9 or 10 other countries across the world that have opened investigations or forced their leaders to step down because
only in America has nothing changed. Only in America, right? Only here.
Their mere association with Jeffrey Epstein.
Have these motherfuckers done nothing?
The United States government is engaged in an active cover-up of the largest sex trafficking scandal in.
This is important because we find out that other countries are trying to get their hands on the unredacted versions of these documents. And if enough countries decide that they want these documents unredacted, it's going to get leaked. It's going to happen. These files are going to be unredacted and released.
Influence peddling scandal in the history of the United States, and Donald Trump is right at the center of it.
He should release the rest of it, absolutely.
And the person who is living to provide.
But it's not about, the thing is, like, these people, keep in mind, she doesn't care about the survivors. She doesn't care about Epstein. She doesn't care about people being raped. She doesn't care about any of that. The only reason why she's saying this is so she can weaponize it against Donald Trump. This is not a good actor.
Provide the evidence, who knows what is going on, is trying to invoke the Fifth to buy her clemency.
Yeah. So
we know that
this is what it is, right? And what's he up to?
To Comer a letter with 6 or 7 questions. Things like, who were the other co-conspirators? Who were the other men who raped these underage girls?
Good question.
Did she have any conversations about a deal with Donald Trump?
Good question.
She's taken a blanket Fifth Amendment on any question. And my view is that many of my questions don't in any way incriminate her. So we'll see what she does. But there's 7 questions that I have specifically asked, and the assumption is she's pleading the Fifth to each one of those, and the American people will see that there's an inconsistency. Why did she not plead the Fifth when Blanche asked her questions, and now she's pleading the Fifth about things that don't implicate her, but may implicate many of the other...
You know why? Because she's scared they're going to kill her. But if the U.S. government came forward and said, yeah, we broke all of her teeth in her mouth, and she started singing like a songbird, well, let's just say that someone else killing her wouldn't be really her biggest problem. It'd be the U.S. government killing her to get this information. Straight up. She needs to start singing.
People in the Epstein class that committed these crimes.
That's right. No, 100%. And this is the thing. They're untouchable, so it's all irrelevant. That's contempt. Well, I don't know really if that's true or not. And so we're going to go, I don't even want to listen to this bitch, honestly. She's just a retard. After watching Ghislaine Maxwell receive some question, unless she gets clemency, she has to be sent back to maximum security immediately. Not good enough. See, like, there's a lot of ways we can get answers out of people.
Oh, yeah.
But how is it, like, how do you think we figured out all that shit with Al-Qaeda? You know, they might say, oh, you shouldn't do that. Well, fuck, why not? Why not?
Yeah, I'm always watching Asmongold because he has all his shit lined up in the video. That's the reason why. He always has all the information in one video. I don't have to click to 7 other videos to get the full fucking story.
I mean, like, you gotta be creative about this stuff.
To the questions.
The structure is the reason why we watch his videos. And that he doesn't copyright people.
To help us learn.
She don't want to play.
What we did not get were any substantive answers to the questions that were asked about clemency.
Why can't we just regular basis and like a hot box, something like that, straight jack? I can't believe this is embarrassing.
Was a post on X, and I'm following and reading all the comments. And so if viewers of Newsmax can ping Thomas and myself at Nancy Mace online on Twitter or on Facebook and let us know what files you want or think we should view in an unredacted manner, that'll help us prioritize.
Why don't you look at the files where they're talking about like buying a giant drum of hydrochloric acid? Sorry, sulfuric acid. Because like in my opinion, I feel like that's kind of crazy. Like, why would you need that much? What are you doing with that much sulfuric acid with 6 drums of it? Like, wow. But like, what about this jerky thing? How about that? How about this whole pizza situation? Isn't it weird that Jeffrey Epstein is always talking about pizza, but he never eats pizza?
Mm-hmm.
Damn, like, that's crazy. What are the odds of that?
Some of this. I'm also looking for the emails between Jeffrey Epstein and Bill Gates. As you all know, last week I pressured the Oversight Committee to say that we will bring him in and he's going to be invited to testify. And if that doesn't happen, I'm going to push for subpoena as well. But I want those lists of names. I want to see the individuals we think are potential predators. And then I want to figure out who covered it up.
Yeah, Congresswoman, I know the Department of Justice says they're going to make these unredacted files available to all members of Congress that seek access to them. Do you worry that Democrats will use that as an excuse to try to trash Donald Trump again? Because we know that they...
they're going to keep doing that even if these files get released. That's the funny part, is like they're just going to be like, well, where are the rest of the files that implicate you did something wrong? It's like, dude, it doesn't matter.
Bullshit, bro.
Even if Trump's name had not been put in those files, they would have been asking for files that had his name in it. Even if they were all fully released and unredacted, they're going to keep doing that. That's what I'm saying. Like, even if you get implemented in these files one fucking time, you're done. You're cooked.
Just kill all the pedophiles? Like, why don't we just do that?
I like that idea too. I like that a lot, actually. Let's do that. Like I said.
Like, what are we doing? Like, why don't we just kill all the pedophile rapists? Like, why don't we just do... What is the... Like, how is there even an argument about this?
Right? Right?
Really? Like, I'm so annoyed by this, because it's like, everybody should be on the same page here. We should all be on the same fucking team.
Misled the American people about so-called intelligence that they saw involving Russia. What's to stop them from saying, well, these redacted files say this and that about him, and there's no way to prove it otherwise?
Well, they absolutely will. And anything after 2019 is just pure craziness. I'm in an email somewhere that someone randomly, anonymously emailed into the FBI about me and Ron DeSantis about something that happened in 2008. I didn't know who Governor DeSantis was back then. I was pregnant and raising babies, but...
Just because somebody's in the files doesn't mean they're guilty. But man, if they're talking to Jeffrey Epstein all the time about food and shit, like, that's kind of crazy. Maybe you should look into that.
Exactly.
That's the way I see it.
No, they will use that, and they have.
And you know they knew about these code words. You can't sit there and tell me that the federal government knew that they were sending over Venezuelan boats filled with fucking fentanyl and cocaine and bombing the shit out of them, and they knew exactly where Maduro was, and they don't understand basic fucking pedo talk on an email. You know they knew what the fuck that meant.
That way, but also at the same time, we have to show that justice will be done. I'm actually going to participate in an event this week that we just had several people arrested for sex trafficking in South Carolina. And this stuff goes around all around the country. Nobody ever goes to jail. Those who are predators just get to walk free. The rich, the famous, the powerful. You have money or you're in Hollywood.
True.
Everyone else is above the law, but the laws for the average American, well, you go to jail, right? So it's just... You know, the discrepancy in the two-tiered system of justice.
You know what's really sad is that, for the most part, they don't even lock these freaking pedos up. They end up getting released because they're scared if they get into the general population of a prison or I'm gonna use a general term, an incarceration complex, that they're gonna get killed. Good. Shouldn't have done it. Who cares? Put their ass in jail. Put them in jail. Shouldn't have done it.
We want to expose. I also want to expose people on both sides of the aisle who covered it up.
Yeah, this morning we've been talking a lot about, people saying, well, we need to obey these laws, but not those laws, picking and choosing what you think is important to you. You've been demanding transparency no matter who's involved. The Clintons now have agreed to testify. You're risking a lot.
Yeah, I'd imagine it's going to sound a lot like what Ghislaine Maxwell said, huh?
By going after some of the high-profile Epstein associates. I mean, they're, some names have sort of leaked out.
I'll plead the fifth.
Has it been worth it?
The fifth.
I can't hear anything.
Oh.
Uh-oh. Congresswoman?
Okay, I can hear you now. What was the question?
I was just asking about,
Trump and the public lead to convictions, or we kill you. Period. Yeah. That's what's going to happen. And give her 24 hours. That's it.
Yeah.
24 hours.
Yeah, exactly. And make that shit public. Make it a public execution. Straight up. If she don't want to talk, and she wants to sit there and keep pleading the fifth, and she's covering up all these politicians in our democracy, then you say, look, this is how it's going to go down. We're not going to give you, we're not going to let you go free. That's not going to happen. You can either talk, or we're going to kill you, or we're going to torture you. But either way, you're going to die in the next 24 hours. It's just a matter of how you want to do it. We can torture you to death, or we can publicly execute you. But I guarantee you, we're gonna get what we want from you. Promise you.
5 names. And if they don't lead to convictions, if a single one doesn't, you're dead. 10? I'd say 10, sure. Like, people want to say 10, that's okay. Slowly, she dead either way, bro. Like, yeah, exactly. Only 5. Well, I'm a reasonable guy. And, yeah, death's the mercy for and what will end up going on bullshit and says Trump's innocent. Well, people are never going to believe that, number one.
Yeah.
So there's not really, like, that doesn't move the ball in any other direction. It makes no
like a criminal investigation.
What I hate about this is it shows that they're willing to play ball. It shows that, like, Kash Patel, whenever he's working for something that he thinks is a good idea, he is willing to do some bullshit. He is willing to weaponize the legal system, but I just want him to do that on the right side. That's all I want. That's all I'm asking for, is do that on the right side.
Having nothing to do, he said it was going to be a
It's
fraud.
not very.
We're going to investigate one of your staff for fraud.
Yeah.
And he told another one of my staff this. If you guys don't straighten up, you know, if you want to play hardball, if this is how you want to play it or something like that, this member of your staff is going to get criminally investigated for fraud. A very
See,
specific...
why can't you do this? Why can't we get this Kash Patel on our side? Like, what makes me mad about this is it shows that he has it in him. He is willing to do things that are, like, fucking extreme, like a criminal investigation. What the fuck, man?
Specific threat.
Yeah, it sounds like bullshit. Because he's not on your side. Yeah, I wonder why. I know, it just pisses me off, man. For Israel, he's controlled, that's why. Listen, man, like, him talking about, like, the Epstein files after that, I mean, I really got weirded out by that a lot. I did. Like, for me, I saw that happen, and I was like, is there... Like, I mean, there's got to be something going on here that's, like... You know, he's got to be, like, getting paid for this. He's being threatened. Like, there's something that's going on here. Why some of this stuff unable to be investigated for fraud, though? Yeah, I don't know, man. I have no idea. And also, it's because it's being weaponized. I think that's the reason why it's being email not cropped. As you can see, you can't get food with this. This isn't a smoke gun. It's like
McCarthyism that has afflicted America.
Alan DeWalt erupts, insisting Epstein was not a pedophile and that the public has no...
He says he's not a pedophile.
What the fuck?
McCarthyism that has afflicted America since the 1950s.
Well, if he's not, then why did he get charged and convicted as a pedophile?
You look at this paper that has been reproduced and sent by the Justice Department. It's called Prominent Names. And it's a list of prominent people who have been accused. Every single name of every accuser has been blacked out. So, for example, let's turn to me. It says blank, 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 blacked out, stated she gave him a massage on Epstein's plane, parenthesis, not a minor. So let's understand that. This is an adult, a woman who was on Epstein's plane, she says. I was never on an Epstein plane with a young woman.
Right.
I never got a massage. This is total defamation, a total lie, but I can't disprove it because they won't give me her name. That's McCarthyism. On the issue of his spying Okay, well, let me continue.
Let's get to that.
Go ahead.
For the Mossad, that comes from what is called an undercover confidential source. I happen to know who the source is. The source is somebody who the FBI investigated, found to be totally incredible, lacked all credibility.
That.
I don't know about all that.
That's really...
And who out to embarrass people. And the problem is, we went in there hoping to see that in 302 forms. What we found out is it's published. I'm
looking for a specific segment.
Is the men who Jeffrey Epstein trafficked women to. We want those.
I mean, it's obvious that they have people who have done bad things covered up. It's obvious. The way they redacted these files, an idiot could read a lot of these files and be like, there's no way that's a victim's name. That's obviously somebody who did some wrong shit. Why is this redacted? That's not what the law says. The law says you have to unredact everything that doesn't involve a victim. A victim's name. That's it. A victim's name. That's the only damn thing.
Published.
Yeah.
We're not out to embarrass people. And the problem is, we went in there hoping to see that in 302 forms. What we found out is those 302 forms were redacted before they got to the DOJ.
There it is. There it is.
Yeah.
So, but our legislation directs the FBI, which is the agency that produced those 302 forms, to also produce these documents.
Sure.
The Attorney General is ultimately responsible for that production, so that's why.
Sure,
we're here
this
at
is
the
going to
DOJ
happen for
view
sure,
these
guys.
files. But there needs to
Definitely.
be more information given in those 302s. So I was disappointed we didn't find that. But it's also clear,
What a mystery.
just sort of as a checking their homework, that they need to do a little more homework. There are 6 men. We went in there for 2 hours. There's millions of files, right?
Right.
And in a couple of hours, we found 6 men whose names have been redacted, who are implicated in the way that the files are presented.
Activism, my question is, what's your message to Pam Bondi after what you saw today?
Need to do a little more work. And I would like, I mean, we'll see her at the Judiciary Committee here in a couple days.
Yeah, he wants the names of the women? Well, I don't know. I mean, again, like, did the removal of the redacting trick not work anymore? Yeah, exactly. Thomas on his Twitter is dropping hints on who's redacted. Wait, really? No way.
How much new information then did you see that was unredacted, or did it look pretty similar to what we've seen publicly?
I mean, what we're after is the men who Jeffrey Epstein trafficked women to. We want those names.
No
absolutely.
Way. No way. Yeah, exactly.
Absolutely.
100%.
Yeah.
Published.
Why are they all redacted names? That's not what the law states. There is a law that the entire government passed that states anything that is not a victim's name is unredacted. Why are these files redacted?
Embarrass people.
They are breaking the law.
We went in there hoping to see that in 302 forms.
Yeah.
What we found out is those 302 forms were redacted before they got to the DOJ. So,
who did that?
I wonder who the fuck did that. They
gotta figure this out. The big problem that I have with this is that it's taking too long. Like, right now, like, this has been going on now for like a couple of months. Really, it's been going on for a couple of months. If Trump did, well, I mean, like, what do you think my opinion is if Trump did that? Like, it's the most extreme opinion that you could possibly have. But I gotta have proof for it. Kash did it himself? Yeah.
But our legislation directs the FBI, which is the agency that produced those 302.
This guy, this convoluted 898, fucked up so bad, bro. You fucked up so bad that I'm getting text messages from a good friend of mine saying to ban your sorry ass. You fucked up, guy. You fucked up big.
To also produce these documents. The Attorney General is ultimately responsible for that production, so that's why we're here at the DOJ to view these files.
Yes.
But there needs to be more information given in those 302s. So I was disappointed we didn't find that. But it's also clear, just sort of as a checking their homework, that they need to do a little more homework. There are 6 men. We went in there for 2 hours. There's millions of files, right? And
we saw this part.
couple of
I'm gonna just
hours,
let it
we
play.
found 6 men whose names have been redacted, who are implicated in the way that the files are presented. And finally, the documents that they put up and decided for one reason or another they had to take back down.
I think that honestly, if they don't release the name, they gotta just put it out there. They gotta just put it out there. Just do it.
What's gonna end up happening is these files are gonna be released fully unredacted. Someone is gonna leak it, dude. I'm telling you.
I was hoping to see those here.
Yep.
They didn't appear to be in the
Say the
database
names.
that we were able to search.
Because now you're gonna have victims coming forward because they don't want to see these people to be they don't want to see the people that hurt them and wronged them to be free. Like a lot of these people live in the lap of luxury and they need to be locked the fuck up. And the victims are eventually going to come forward and be like, I know who it was. This is what happened to me. And
those ostensibly are wholly redacted files now. We know they exist. They published them for a brief period of time and pulled them back. they need to answer to us as to do they intend to redact those files and put them back up and put them in the database so that we can search them and see if it was appropriate to take them back down from the website.
Are these men U.S. citizens? What fields do they work in? Is it finance? Is it political?
Now we get bro, W question. Holy shit.
What fields do they work in? Is it finance? Is it political?
At least it's appropriate to take them back down from the website.
Are these men U.S. citizens? What fields do they work in? Is it finance?
The context is these are people implicated in the Epstein files as perpetrators.
Yeah.
Potential or conspirators or problematic.
And the issue is that they're still fucking blacked out. The names are still blanked out. Like,
is it political?
At least one is a U.S. citizen. At least one is a foreigner, and the other 3 or 4 have names. I'm not sure if they're foreign or U.S.
And which field do they work in? Is it finance, banking, political?
One is pretty high up in a foreign government.
And
woo,
man.
He wants to say it. You see the smile on his face, boy? Woo!
Oh man. That is the face of somebody that just realized somebody got caught with probably literally their pants down. Man, how about that? Wow.
It's pretty high up in a foreign government.
And some are, one of the others is a pretty prominent individual. But I think that the point is that these 6 are just what we found in 2 hours of a review of the files that aren't redacted.
So wait, are you telling me that these 2 fucking guys just show up and in 2 hours they find 6 people, but the whole Department of Justice couldn't figure this out in like a month?
They figured it out. No, they figured it out. That's why they're redacted. They're being protected. It's obvious they figured it out. No. They're not going to play dumb. No.
Hundreds of people that... Man, I feel like something's wrong here. I feel like there's something that's wrong here.
The other issue is why so many of the files they're getting are redacted in the first place. And until that becomes unredacted, the main things that they're sending to the career attorneys to review, I don't think we're going to have full compliance with the law, get the question that most Americans want to know.
Keep in mind that.
Good.
Keep in mind the way.
I hope they keep stirring this shitstorm up until these files get unredacted.
He said this. Full compliance with the law.
Yep.
The inversion of principles that's circumventing the DOJ, that is intentionally obfuscating the, legally required by law dissemination of information. That is not breaking the process. That's making the process. That is the process.
Who were the rich and powerful people who went to this island? Did they rape underage girls? Did they know that underage girls were being paraded around? And after seeing this,
they obviously fucking knew.
Blame the U.S. attorneys, the assistant U.S. attorneys reviewing it. If they're reviewing redacted material, what are they supposed to do?
Yeah, they can't
but
say
they're
anything.
getting, it seems like, material that's already been redacted.
Yeah, there it is. So they don't even... So basically, they're poisoning the well. Like, you can't even...
They're doing it on purpose. They're still protecting these fucking sickos, man. Still protecting these fucking people.